2022, as I was about to leave Nigeria, I went to do eye test. Just as young as I am, they said I had particles in my eyes, I had glaucoma, I had macular degeneration, only me. It was as if my world crumbled. But thank God for NSPPD altar, and thank God for my husband who always encouraged me that, come, you cannot be blind. Because they told me that the end result of that is blindness, that there's nothing I can do. So when I came to UK, between 2022 and 2024, I went to 5 different eye specialists. At the end of the day, they referred me to one of the best in the UK. And there, they asked me to be coming every 3 months for checkup. So they gave me eye drops that is just going to slow down the progression of blindness. And when this was happening, the devil brought the picture of 3 people I knew. 3 people. 2 of them were just older, a little bit older than I am, and 1 of them was very young. They all had glaucoma, and the 3 of them became totally blind. So I was really scared. But I kept on the altar. And on the 5th of May 2023, Papa said, they said there is a stone in your eyes.
I don't know who you are. All I'm about to say that there are stones in your eyes by the power that raised Jesus from the dead. I command, let it be reversed right now.
I said, thank God. That settled the particles in my eyes. On the 11th of July 2023, Papa said, glaucoma.
Glaucoma, if you are the one, put it on the live stream and say, I am the one by the power that raised Jesus from the dead. I announce, let it be reversed.
I said, that settled the second one. Because I go for my checkup every 3 months. So on the 6th of September, I went to the hospital and I told the doctor, I said, glaucoma has disappeared in my eye. He said, no, it cannot disappear. He started preaching to me and he told me how he had high blood pressure and he has been on drugs for years. I said, glaucoma? He said, no. He said, who told you? I said, Papa said glaucoma. He said, I didn't know what I was saying. The 3rd one, macular degeneration. On the 22nd of December 2023, Papa said, you are not old though, but they said there is macular degeneration. By the power that raised Jesus from the dead, let it be reversed.
You are not old, but what they told you, as I hear, I say it, they say macular degeneration. The Spirit of God said, you are not old, but what they told you is macular degeneration. Whatever this means, the sound of your amen, let it be reversed.
On the 26th of March 2024, Papa said, what they saw before, they will see no more.
By the verdict of the Lord, what they saw before, they will not see it again.
So I gathered all this and I said, God has done it. I stopped being afraid. And on the 19th of July, I went for my usual routine checkup. And when the doctor checked, he said, I have good news for you. Hey, I said, what? And the doctor was smiling. He said, I have good news for you. He said, there is no more glaucoma. He said, there is no more macular degeneration. And the particles they saw in my eye, they did not see again. I don't know what to say, but I said, what? Doctor, say it again. He said it, and I said, please print it out for me. I have all my evidence, the before and the after. I said, God has done it again. A rise that sees me, what the expert said cannot be reversed. A rise saw me and reversed it. I want to say, Papa, thank you.
My name is Happiness Ugu. Last 2 years, during Papa's birthday, Papa said, if you're believing God for a fruit of the womb, that you should carry your baby.
Where are the women looking for the fruit of the womb? If your amen will turn down, the last message you saw is the last you will ever see. Carry your babies.
And I eventually took in that same month. But few weeks down the line, I lost the pregnancy. I cried so well. I said, God, for this, you're going to give me double. So Papa said, download a picture. I downloaded this picture. This is a picture of triplets. I downloaded the picture. So Papa said, on crossover night, dress how you want to be addressed. After the prayers, I now slept off. Papa came to me. I saw Papa in my dream. I said, Daddy, pray for me. He just said, go, God has answered you. In my head, I was like, doesn't mean that Papa doesn't want to pray for me. What is going on? I said, okay. He said that even though your faith cannot carry it, let his faith carry it. So I believe in that word. Yeah, January, I missed my period. 6 weeks later, I went for the first scan. And the sonographer nurse told me that I can see 3 fetus growing inside of you. What is going on here? I was like, what? She said, yes, look at it. I can see their heartbeat. I was not happy. I was not sad. I don't know what to do. I was lost at that time. I said, is this how God works? At 22 weeks, I was at work. I started feeling pain. So I called. They said I should come in. So I went in and they tried to check what was the problem. But they couldn't find it. Before they know it, they kept me. From that day that I went in 22 weeks, they kept me at the hospital. I didn't leave. Along the line, my cervix started opening. So I said, devil, you came too late. So I said, this pregnancy, you are not the one that gave it to me. So I was there. I started bleeding. I bled. They have to rush me, flew me with an ambulance to a level 3 hospital. Everybody in UK knows that we only have few level 3 hospitals in UK. So they flew me there. They rushed me there. And I was there. They kept monitoring the baby. I was bleeding and the babies were growing. They were monitoring the baby, scanning the baby on a daily basis. The baby were growing and I was bleeding. They didn't know what the cause of the bleeding. So I asked them, can they do anything to stop the bleeding? They said no. If the babies are coming, they are coming. But they were giving me a ratio that if the babies are born at this stage, that gestational stage, that if they have 10 babies, 9 will die, the 1 will survive. That one will come down with different all things that they've mentioned. I told them that that's not my baby. So I keep speaking to my babies. But I'm here to tell you that at 34 weeks, I delivered my triplets. And today, my baby are turning 1 year old. I gave birth to them 23rd of August. I gave the picture to you. Hey!
2024, I went to Abuja because when I started NHPPDs, when I had this problem, 2020, then I promised God that I will be giving testimony physical, not video. Then I went to Umahia and took a form to be a partnership with the NSPPD, which is ongoing. Then I was about to be sentenced 10 years imprisonment in the United Kingdom because I'm a nursing practitioner. I was lied against. Let me shut it up because I've already given the testimony. This is my discharge and acquitted. I went to Abuja to give this testimony. I came back. The police said no, that they don't believe in what Crown Court judge ruled, that they believe that I committed the offense. So they dragged me to DBS and NMC to take my nursing registration pin away. The devil want to rob my testimony. Then they wrote me a letter that they're going to put me in barrier list. They're no longer going to practice as a nurse again. Then I went to my meal every night, every day. That period I was off work, I was calling a Roy. Pastor was mentioning my case. It's too much. I can't even remember all. When Daddy said, bring anything that is your problem to his birthday, I submitted the letter the DBS gave to me to withdraw my nursing registration. I submitted it first. So I was surprised. On the 2nd of August, the DBS sent a letter that they don't believe in police probability. I was asked to go back to my job. They informed the NMC that they are happy. They don't believe police. I should continue my work as a nurse. That the birthday present came before expected, as you all usually said. Last year, as I went to go and testify after coming from Abuja, I've given up in relationship for 27 years, I met my husband. God gave me, not even an ordinary man, gave me a king. I wedded January 11, 2025. And before my wedding reception, my husband did my coronation as a queen. As a nurse, I wake up early morning. I couldn't stand up. I was bedridden on my bed. The devil didn't want me to walk. He wanted to send me to prison. The Roy that sees me, as Papa may say, what you see yesterday, you will not see it anymore. He said, revise. And now the devil strike my right leg. I couldn't walk. God had used Pastor Jedeze to prepare us. Even the people I was living with, they don't sleep. When I'm calling this Roy, one day my neighbor, white woman, came up and asked me, who is Roy? I said, it's the God that sees me. What God cannot do.
My God, my God. Did you remember her? Did you remember her? She came out here to testify. Jesus! 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 And as we be the UK, this is the woman that testified to them.
Girl from Enugu that the Lord has showed mercy. A few years ago when I came abroad, my brother went abroad and was deported back. So we have a history of you go abroad and you come back empty-handed. It got to my turn. I couldn't tell my mom I was traveling because I didn't want to put her through that same pressure. So my brother's wife introduced me to NSPPD. I did the application. It took months. The documentation they gave me where I got the job had a week to expire. The passport came back after 2 months plus and the visa was denied. I went back to God. In fact, I did not even go back to prayer. Let me be honest. I was crying in Spa in Enugu. And my brother called me and said, what is the name of that your God? That your Eroi that used to disturb us every 7 o'clock. I now remembered I have not prayed. Luckily for me, pastor was preaching and pastor said, you just finished crying about a visa. Go back. This time it will not take up to 7 days. I laughed though because my document was actually 7 days. I have to rewrite IELTS because the one I wrote before was not UKVI. That was the reason for the rejection. That day I went to Lagos without a passport. I did a front page of my passport to Lagos. I got there. I was at the staircase crying. One of the supervisors came up. She was an NSPPD and she looked at me. It was so loud. You are disturbing the environment. He looked, NSP, why are you crying? I said, Mommy, I don't have passport. Oh. She said, what do you have? I showed her what I said. Go to British Council. By the time I got there, British Council, another NSPPD was the gate man. Mind you, British Council had closed. The man stood there, said, cry, Madam is an NSPD and she's coming out. I stood there, I was crying. She met me, she said, young lady, why are you crying? And I finished morning prayer. I was repeating the NSPD song, you know, the one. I said, Mommy, please, oh, see. She took me inside, there was no date. She said, okay, let me speak to my Oga. She went and said, are you fit to write the exam the next day? I said, yes, ma, I am fit. In fact, give me today, I will write. She said, come tomorrow. I came, so they booked me for IELTS UKVI. The next day, I went, I wrote, I smashed. This time around 9.0 for someone that was not prepared. I did the application. There was no money to fly to Abuja from Lagos. The woman looked at me and said, do you have money? I said, where? do you have the passport? She controlled the passport from Enugu to Lagos State. She said, take this money, bought the flight to Abuja. I got to Abuja the next day. There was no network in TLS contacts. The gate man told me, do you know how many people that be here? I turned and looked and said, I'm an NSPPZ. My heart got stronger. One senator's wife stood by the side. A young lady like you, NSPP. I said, yes, my mommy, I'm an NSPP. She said, she called someone that came out, took me in, did my thumbprint, and I left. Not up to 7 days like Papa declared the visa. In fact, I was on NSPP. Papa said, you will get a testimony that will make you scream like a mad person. I got the message from UK via, it has been successful. I ran out, I was screaming. I thought that was the end. I got to the UK. I didn't like the job I came with. So I told God, I want a job that will help me with my career. I got the interview. All of a sudden, incidents came up. I did not do this, cha. I beg, cha. I said, okay, another problem. I went back to my prayer room again. In fact, before I got home, the employment letter they gave me, they withdrew it. They withdrew the employment letter. COSO. I said, okay, no problem. I cried into depression. My brother called me again, Madam Eroy, go back to Eroy. Mind you, my brother is not an NSPPDian. So most times he makes jest of me because I will say, I'm Ade Eroy. She said, Ade Eroy, oh yeah, go back. I went back to God in prayer. I made an application 4 months ago. And that application, the day I went for that interview, they did not see my name. All of a sudden, the same interview, they just popped up, we have an interview. I said, for interview that you people said my name was not there. I went, we were 52 of us. In the morning, I'm very early, I keep to time. During NSPP prayer conference, Papa said, get communion. There was nowhere to buy water. I on toilet water. I prayed over it, I drank it. I drank, I cleaned myself. We are 52 of us. Out of 52, it was 12 people that passed. You cannot drink toilet water as communion and come and fail. I came out. When I was doing that thing, to be honest, I did it with faith. Because if you give me now, say, the tab, I will not even take it from you. But you know, when you are reading, my paper is good, but I want to move to a better organization. Because there is a history of returning without anything. I got the job. Now, God did not only give me a job I wanted. God gave me a job that my manager, when she sees me like this, hey, the kind of happiness that will come to her head will turn. This same girl that my uncle, out of anger, told me that I will not amount to nothing. Uncle, this is the girl, oh. My mother sold everything before I even told my mother I was coming abroad. My mother must have, she look at me, she said, are you sure you're the UK? Call me on video call. I will call my mom. My mom will look at me, she will start crying. This same girl that would not amount to nothing, they said, has just imported a car from the US from her mom. She's erecting a building for her mom. Eroy, what God cannot do. Pastor Jerry, I want to say thank you. And to my fellow youths, hold God though. Hold, because one of the reasons the senators are she look at me, she said, young girl like you doing Jesus. Yes, so I do Jesus, so because I don't get any other option. In fact, this is my journey when I was coming. It was at NSPP, then I met her. Like this one looked at me and said, you look so, white people, you look so depressed. I said, ma, I don't have enough money. She said, I will give you $3,000. Add it and go. I said, you said you are an NSPP. I said, no, I am an NSPPD. What God cannot do. And she has this, she said, can you link me to this? I said, you cannot link, I'll send you the link. So what I'm saying is, do God. This God who has broken the history of going abroad without nothing. This God who picked me from the streets. This God who after everything has seen me through. May your name and your name alone be praised in Jesus' name.
Somebody